Hello guys, my name is Michał Hucko and welcome back to our Jupyter tutorial. In this video we're gonna talk about Google Colab. Now in the previous video I showed you example in the Jupyter lab how you can simply analyze some basic data. We were working with the example of iris dataset in the CSV format. Now we created a very nice and simple first Jupyter notebook for this purpose. I showed you how you can build an inline plots charts inside your notebook. And now in this video we're gonna talk about Google Colab. Now what is a Google Colab? You remember that Google was creating these services which resembled some of the Microsoft products like Word. So you had these Google Docs shared across the internet online where you can run the, let's say, Word inside the cloud, also the Excel and the PowerPoint. So Google decided to do something like this for the notebooks. So there is a service called Google Colab which allows you to create a notebook online, share it across your friends, across your colleagues, and have it in the cloud. Also, the whole runtime of the process and of the code will be happening inside Google's cloud for free. Now, what's the catch? Yes, so the Google Colab has some limited resources available for all the users, which means that if there are more people using the Google Colab, there is less resources for you. So at the creation of the notebook, you will be assigned some resources, but these number of resources will change during the time based on the number of users running Google Colab notebooks. And now for those of you who are new to the terminology, when I'm talking about the resources, I'm talking about the RAM, which assigns you the Google, and disk space, which is assigned you from the Google, also the CPU. Now, whoa, that was a lot of information, Michal. I'm completely lost. I don't know what were you talking about. I'm just here for the notebooks. So let's jump into the Google Colab. So if you are in the Google, go and search for Google Colab. Like this service isn't new, but it's like, I think, secretly held on the secret page, so not a lot of people know about it. So I'm still not sure if it will be available in the next years, but feel free to check it out and let me know in the discussion if you are, for example, from the future, I don't know, 2021, 2022, and the Colab is not available, so we know that this video is out of date. So if you go to the Google Colab site, it's here. This will introduce you to an interface where you can create your notebooks. Now this interface is very simple. Every notebook which you will create will be stored in your Google Drive, yes, and will be available for you in the future. But beware the fact that they created something which is called a recycle period. So after a time, I don't know how much it is, weeks, months, the notebook with the data will be deleted out of there. Yeah, the metadata will persist, but the data which you will store inside the disks of Google will be deleted. And they're doing this because of there are a lot of outdated notebooks which are just pending in the Google Cloud and they are keeping the space. So just they want to free the space and give the resources to other people who are needing them. Now, you can create directly a new notebook here by clicking on the new notebook. You can, for example, choose one of the examples. Google has a lot of interesting examples about the neural networks. So if you want to use TensorFlow, now for your projects, feel free to refer to one of these examples. There are also examples in Keras. You can download them from GitHub. You can upload something, yes? For those of you who don't know anything about neural networks or TensorFlow or stuff like this, don't worry, we can cover it in the future tutorials. Right now, the only thing you need to know, you can create a new notebook in the Google Colab here. In this video, I will show you how we can create the same example as I was showing you in the previous video in the Google Colab in the cloud. So I don't need to use my resources of my local computer, right? So in order to upload your Jupyter notebook into the Google Colab, go to the Upload site, Upload tab, choose a file, navigate to the location where you want to go. I'm in the Jupyter. And here is the simple analysis which I created in the previous video. Press open and this will upload the notebook inside the Google Colab. And now you can see this is the interface of Google Colab. The whole interface resembles the interface of the Jupyter notebook, but they added here these file browsers and it's now much more Jupyter Lab like, yes? So we will stick with this interface And as you can see, there is my notebook being uploaded, and there are these cells again. Yes, you can see that this is a markdown cell. You can copy cell, cut cell. This is a simple Python cell with there is the same code from the previous example. So yeah, import pandas, import matplotlib, matplotlib inline, reading the dataset, tailing the dataset, plotting the dataset, and stuff like this. So if you go like here, you will see that the execution is exactly the same. On the left side, you have your file browser, and for each project, they have here something which is called the sample data. And if you open the sample data, there are these basic data. Now, you can open this data and work with them in your notebook. So you can just, read CSV from this location, tail the CSV, head the CSV to see what is inside. Please play with it. For example, California Housing Test and Train is a dataset dedicated for regression problem. So this dataset is used for predicting the housing price based on the house prices in California. Now the NIST train test dataset is a classification problem which is dedicated for guessing the number based on the image number. So there are the image numbers provided to the computer, and computer should say what number it is. We will cover this basic tutorial in the future videos, so feel free and stay tuned for that. And if you are now lost in the things which I said, don't worry, we will cover it. Now we need to somehow get the iris CSV inside our colab. So in order to do that, you can upload the file here with this button. So upload to session storage. And if you choose here the data, open this iris dataset. Yeah, and they are just saying you that the uploaded files get deleted when this runtime is recycled. So there is the runtime cycle, and after a cycle period, the recycling mechanism will be triggered and all the data will be deleted. Okay, so just beware this fact. Whatever you are uploading inside the Google Colab, please always have a backup plan. Put it to the GitLab, or to the GitHub. Yes, so stay backed. If you don't know something about GitHub, don't worry, we'll cover in the next videos. So, right now the iris CSV is at the root folder of our project. So we need to change this loading to this. And now we need to run it. Again, don't forget that the cells inside the notebook must be executed in the order. So in order to use data frame, I first need to execute it. And because there was no number here, it wasn't executed yet. So Shift Enter. It can take some time. Now it was imported. You can read. Now you can get the tail. You can see the same mechanism as in the Jupyter Lab is applied in the Google Colab. You can plot it. Matplotlib inline. The same thing is here. Again, you can save the image. Pretty simple. You can then output the histogram if you want also. Now, there is also one very powerful feature of the Jupyter Colab which I would like to show you. So, for example, you have a very lame computer, yes, a slow CPU, small memory, no graphics card. Now you can go to the Google Colab and you can choose a hardware which is used in your Colab notebook. If you go to the edit notebook settings, and there you can choose the runtime type. Okay, there is a Python 3, blah blah blah, but the important thing is the hardware accelerator, and here you can choose from three things, either none. In the none case, no graphics card will be used. Then there is a GPU option. If you click on the GPU option, a dedicated GPU will be assigned to your Google Colab. Now, this is tricky. The GPU will be assigned only if there is some GPU available in the Google Colab space. So if there are a lot of users using the GPU, you will not be assigned any GPU. If there is a dedicated GPU for you, you will be assigned with the GPU, but you need to write the code with the GPU in the GPU manner. So if you don't know how to write the GPU code properly, please don't use this option, because you will just use the resources which can be assigned to somebody else, maybe for me, yes? And there is also the third option, which is called the TPU, and the TPU stands for Tensor Processing Unit. So the GPU stands for graphical processing unit. So these are the graphical cards which is Google providing to you, with their service, and TPU is the tensor processing unit. The tensor processing unit is dedicated for very special machine learning tasks connected with the library TensorFlow, which are dedicated for the neural networks. So if you don't know how to use TensorFlow, please don't choose the tensor processing unit. Maybe there are other guys who will need it. So, and again, there is the same procedure. So if there are available tensor processing units, they will be given to you. And if others are using them, then you are blocking somebody else. Okay. So this was the hardware accelerator part from the colab. Basically, that's the most important part of the colab, so you can easily get the access to the GPU if you don't have one. Now, I'm using colab when I'm running a machine learning algorithm which takes some time, for example, to train or to do something. Yes, so the machine learning algorithms need some time, like processing time, and it can take hours, long hours, and I don't want to, run it on my computer when I have it, and when I don't have access to any better computer, I just run it in the colab. Colab allows you to run it in for 12 hours at maximum. At 12 hours it will be recycled, and then your processing will be shut down. And from the technical point of view, when you choose the GPU, the Google will provide you NVIDIA K80S or T4S or P4S and P100S. So if you are familiar with these graphical cards, so you know what I'm talking about. If not, feel free to Google it or don't even bother about it. Yes, so it's just a technical detail. So as you can see, Google is giving you the opportunity to share your notebooks. Having it in the colab, you can just copy paste the URL address from the share link here to your friends or to your colleagues, and you can together then work on the project. Okay, so that was the colab, Google Colab. Thank you very much for watching the video. My name is Michal Hucko, and I hope I will see you in the next one.